It is early morning here at Nxai Pans National Park. Last night we had a bit of a drizzle, so this morning it is an absolute stunner of a sunrise. In the heart of wild Botswana emerges a realm that defies the ordinary. Sunrises cast a golden glow, revealing a mesmerizing expanse of cracked earth that stretches as far as the eye can see. Gentle giants roam freely against the backdrop of a seemingly infinite horizon. This is the Nxai Pans National Park. In the previous episode, we explored the third bridge area in the Moremi Game Reserve. We had a few of the biggest rainstorms that we have ever experienced in this area. We also crossed some notoriously dodgy bridges. And together, Moremi and the Khwai region gave us some of the best sightings that anyone could ever hope for. With heavy hearts, we had to leave, but knowing that Nxai Pans National Park was our next destination made it a bit easier. Hitting the tarred road after being in our type of paradise for so long felt unreal. Luckily, there were a lot of elephants alongside the main road as well. That made the transition a bit easier. Travelling from Maun on the A3, you will go through a vet fence border control. Due to foot and mouth disease outbreaks in this area, you are unable to take raw meat from west to east towards Nxai Pans. From Maun, the main gate on the tarred road is just over 130 kilometers. But as most of it is through a national park area, making the speed limit 80 kilometers an hour, it takes you just under 2 hours to get to the gate. So we just arrived at Nxai Pans National Park. We couldn't even get out of our vehicles. The elephants was already waiting for us at the gate. Now we are driving the extremely loose sand towards South Camp. So we drove a few 100 meters on the main road to South Camp, and it is extremely corrugated and washed out. So we decided to turn back and take the cut line towards the camp. The Cutline road is a lot more sandy, but let's hope for a more comfy ride. It is midday, it is extremely hot, so time for a cold one and hit the road. So we made it to camp. The Cutline road was not so much better than the other one. Well, we didn't take the other one, but it was not nice at all. Lots and lots of corrugations and loose sand. But luckily we made it through. We finished setting up camp. It is extremely hot here. No shade on our campsite. This is one of our favorite campsites, 8, 9 and 10. Just because of the privacy, but unfortunately you have to pay the price and not have any shade. Luckily we've got a nice awning on the companion, but now it is time to head out on our afternoon drive and go see if we find some animals. We spend the entire afternoon at the main waterhole. This is clearly the gathering point for elephants, and we must have seen ellies by the hundreds. It was almost like they understand each other, making way when another herd wants to come and drink. We also had one of the most memorable sunsets whilst just chilling in one spot at the waterhole. In this episode, we show way more elephants than what we normally do. But we truly had an amazing scene right in front of us, and we wanted to absorb as much of it as possible. While we were starting the fire, this very dangerous scorpion came out of the boma. Luckily we noticed it in time, as it was right where we were sitting. It is early morning here at Nxai Pans National Park. Last night we had a bit of a drizzle, so this morning it is an absolute stunner of a sunrise. It wasn't exactly just a bit of a drizzle. The roads in places looked like lakes and it became very slippery, which also created a lot of mud. Luckily, there were no deep puddles. Even with all the rain, we still had some amazing sightings. We found this guy who was calling through the night, but he was as lazy as you can get, so we decided to leave him and return a bit later. Nxai Pans South Camp is operated by the Khwai group, which also manages the bridge in Moremi Game Reserve. At the reception there is a tuck shop that sells wood as well as some basic necessities that you might need. At Nxai Pans you can find most wildlife, but unfortunately their road network are slow going, so be sure to speak to other visitors just to know where what was last seen. The ablution facilities are well kept and cleaned on a regular basis. There are 10 campsites. They are unfortunately not spaced very well, and when it rains there is an accumulation of water pools right on the campsites. But most have proper shade throughout the day. Our favorite sites are 8, 9 and 10, but they do come at the cost of having no shade and being further from the ablutions. But they are a bit more private. We stayed at campsite 8 on this trip. After spending most of the day in camp, we headed out to see if we can find the lazy lion from this morning, and we planned to experience another sunset at the main waterhole. We did find him in exactly the same spot. At least he declared his dominance a few times by giving us a proper roaring display. We concluded that all the action was always at the main waterhole, so we sat there until sunset once again. As the saying goes, patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. We came to experience that a few times, sitting for hours at the water holes at Nxai Pans. The elephant sightings were as good or even better than what we experienced in the Moremi Game Reserve, as well as Khwai, or even it compared to the Nxai National Park. This was our last evening at Nxai Pan. The next day we will do a short morning drive and then head out of the park via Baines Baobab and stay over at Elephant Sands. All packed up here at Nxai Pans South Camp. Now it is just to hook the companion and then hit the road to Elephant Sands. We're gonna try go via Baines Baobab, but last night the heavens opened here at Nxai Pans. All the roads completely changed, turning into a slippery slide full of water. So we will see how the road goes, otherwise off to Elephant Sands. The road was extremely muddy and very slippery, especially towing the companion as well. But eventually it cleared up a bit and we could make our way to Baines Baobab. We've made it to Baines Baobab. That drive was ridiculously difficult. The road is extremely corrugated and washed out in a lot of places. But we made it, we are here. Still feel like we are shaking around, but it was the drive worth. So we are making a brunch here and enjoying the spectacular views. Unfortunately, it was that time again to leave yet another fantastic park behind us. We will definitely return to Nxai Pans National Park. Our next destination to be used as a one-night stopover is the very well-known Elephant Sands. Even here, the wet season was in full swing. The lodge has a restaurant, bar and a plunge pool. They also offer activities such as game drives, bushwalks, mountain biking, and being able to visit the Makgadikgadi pans from here puts it in the perfect location. There is one large open campground which is unfenced and a shared ablution. Each campsite has its own braai stand. Thank you so much for watching our wet season series in Botswana. It was once again a trip of a lifetime. A link to all the other episodes is in the description. We started in Botswana at Khwai Rhino Sanctuary and explored the area a bit instead of just using it as a stopover. We then explored the majestic Central Kalahari Game Reserve. Here we had some of the best wildlife sightings that will leave us with everlasting memories. The cats, mainly lions and cheetahs, were not shy at all. We then headed over to the Makgadikgadi Pans National Park and explored the Buteti River. After staying at Kumaga a couple of nights, we headed to Sitatunga camp and topped up supplies in Maun, before we headed further north to explore the Moremi Game Reserve and the Khwai concessions. But now, after having a very fruitful trip into Botswana, it was time to cross the Limpopo back into South Africa. Unfortunately, the towbar and the cruiser combination was not as tough as they say, as it broke some nuts and tore the cross member off the cruiser, but at least this was the only major thing that broke on our trip. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.